Hello, everybody. This is Alexander Mickleswaite from the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra, and I have some really, really exciting news to share. We have some big surprise for upcoming New Music Festival. As you all know, we have this since, 26 years. Every end of January, it's an international institution, and every year we are looking for, living composers, new talent, etc. So, this upcoming year, we are going to have Phillip Glass here in Winnipeg performing the piano, being there for the Canadian premiere of his 11th symphony, and giving Q&As and talks. I'm extremely, excited and thrilled to have him there. He's one of the top artists, top composers worldwide. It's a long time in the making, and it is an historic thing in general to meet him and to have him here, and to have then the option also to, see him perform. And then later in the week, he won't be there anymore, but later in the week of the New Music Festival, we actually have the world premiere of a new Phil Glass string quartet number 8, which will be performed by the Jack Quartet from New York City, which is co-commissioned with Carnegie Hall, which is also very cool. Anyway, so it's a whole historic moment there for us and for me personally, and to have him here.
That is so, so exciting. Thank you so much, Alexander, for sharing that big news with us here at Classic 107.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Bye.
And friends, currently in the studio, we have the Winnipeg New Music Festival's curator, Matthew Patton, joining us, here to fill us in a little bit more about what's happening in this 2018 festival. Congratulations on, getting Phillip Glass to Winnipeg, man.
Yeah, thanks. It's thanks for inviting me in. It's very exciting. And, it's interesting how the whole thing happened. But as most people know, Phillip Glass is probably the most iconic living composer. He changed everything. Not just in music, in art and everything, with the whole, his repetitive structures and all that. And it's very exciting, yeah.
So Phillip Glass, in terms of just sonic aesthetic, you said he changed the game. So, how did that really happen? For those of our listeners who aren't necessarily versed in minimalist fare, what is the draw for this guy? What is his accolade?
Well, I think if you take the broader overview of what was happening in music in the 20th century, by the late 50s, early 60s, it was serialism. Serialism is the sort of the codification of all the notes and all the dynamics in sort of a mathematical way, and it's very complex and needed years and years of study, and like, for instance, Stockhausen and Darmstadt, things like that. So I think by the mid-60s, I believe people and audiences and the zeitgeist simply got a bit tired of this immense complexity, and people stopped going to the concert halls and all that. And it's quite understandable. It's very complex music. It's also interesting, but it was the kind of music that didn't exactly connect with people except on a purely intellectual level. So Phil Glass comes along, and like I say, I believe the whole zeitgeist was happening because it happened not just in music, it happened in art, it happened in film, where a certain simplicity came into things. And Phillip Glass, at that time, he went to India for the first time, and India had a big effect on him as well. The music of Ravi Shankar, his first major job in music was transcribing Ravi Shankar, and there's all these large-scale repetitive structures in Ravi Shankar. So that obviously had a huge effect on Phillip's music, and it had the effect in reality of his music is he started using these repetitive structures of that he's known for, and also minimalism, where there's additive and subtractive processes going on, but they're processes that anybody can follow, like your next door neighbor. It's very inclusive of the listener.
Yeah. So, I mean, in these repetitive structures, though, there is such iridescence and such depth that he manages to kind of connect us in a way to almost primal rhythm, and these, shifts that just eke us outside of that spectrum, like on either side. But this string quartet, how did this whole project come about? This like brand new string quartet. We're going to have a world premiere of a Phillip Glass work here in Winnipeg in 2018.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
How did that happen?
Well, I know Phillip's manager in New York, Linda Brumbach, and she's just terrific. So we meet mostly in New York 2 or 3 times a year and discuss different ideas, different projects, and all that. And Linda's fantastic, and I believe she'll be coming here as well. She's just terrific, and she helps a lot of artists, like not just Phillip, but mainly Phillip, and dancers like Lucinda Childs and others. And so we'd been talking for a long time, and I'd recently, I've seen actually Einstein on the Beach a number of times. Einstein on the Beach is Phillip's most iconic work. It's 5 hours long.
Right.
It was done with Jenny Coe, who's actually been here, the violinist. So, I mean, it's 5 hours long, but it's absolutely riveting. Like like I say, I've seen it 4 times now, and you can't even move. It's so riveting. Mm. So Linda and I were talking about different things, and Phillip, I really like Phillip's music, and so we talked about different possibilities, options. A lot of really interesting things came up. Like Phillip is really working on some interesting things. So we tried a lot of different options. Then Alexander and I originally met with Michael Nesbitt, this fantastic arts patron in Winnipeg, and Michael Nesbitt, who's here in Winnipeg, and he's a treasure here in Winnipeg. He's very knowledgeable about art. So when I met with him, like we talked the same language. He's very knowledgeable about art, and that really helped because we could zero in on certain things. He wasn't interested in just helping in quotation marks. He wanted really specific things. So we talked about really specific things and some really interesting specific things. And then I'd go back and forth with Linda in New York, and gradually, at a certain point, Phillip is self-published by Dunvegan Music. That's his own, he self-publishes his own thing. And somebody in the office called me up and they said, well, Carnegie Hall's interested in it. Why don't you go meet with them? So I did. I met with Carnegie Hall. And then they said, well, we're looking for a co-commission for this new string quartet. So then that brought in Carnegie Hall. And I said, well, why don't we try and make this work? And at first, Carnegie Hall wanted the world premiere there. But I ask people anything, and I said, well, okay, fair enough, but why don't we have it in Winnipeg? And they went to Glass, and Glass agreed. So they said, yeah, that'd be great. Let's do it in Winnipeg. So I'm just saying, I never accept what people put in front of me. I always ask and want something, hopefully more. So
not often do I get to say Winnipeg 1, Carnegie Hall 0.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
So awesome.
The world premiere will be in Winnipeg on the Thursday, February 1st or 31st, I think. Forgive me.
It doesn't say yet on the website.
Okay.
But if you want more information, go to wnmf.ca, at least the first little just tastes of information about this coming Winnipeg New Music Festival. Currently in the studio here with us, Matthew Patton, curator of Winnipeg's New Music Festival, the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra's annual. This is their 26th. And what an honor it is to have Phillip Glass. I mean, they're starting their season with Itzhak Perlman, and then we're bringing Phillip Glass in February. That's right. Yeah. How is that even possible? This dude's going to be here. I mean, we've already had Steve Reich.
That's
you
right.
and I, that was, and we've had, Phil Klein and Jim Jarmusch come in. We've had, last year with Meredith Monk.
That's right. Yeah.
Some really incredible names here in Winnipeg, and a very, very brand new work having its absolute world premiere performance in Winnipeg this coming February.
And it'll go from here, it'll a few weeks later, then it'll go to Carnegie Hall. But yes, we're first, folks. So,
my gosh, that is so exciting. Okay, so let's just touch really quickly on the rest of the festival, some highlights for you. Tell us what's up.
Okay, for me, a couple of the highlights are, as Alexander mentioned, so on the opening nights, we have Phillip Glass here. We do the Canadian premiere of his latest symphony number 11. A huge thrill for me is there's going to be a world premiere by Michael Snow. Now, Michael Snow is Canada's foremost artist by miles. He along with Richard Serra and Phil Glass, they changed everything in the late 60s. So Phillip Glass and Michael Snow and Phillip Glass are good friends from that era, and you cannot overestimate their importance. Those guys changed everything. So Michael Snow is coming in, and I'm working on a new world premiere for orchestra with him. It'll be his first piece ever for orchestra, Michael, and it's a big deal. Also, and Michael will be having a big retrospective at Bilbao Guggenheim later next year, and we're trying to incorporate shooting this orchestra piece as part of this. There's a film crew coming, and we're trying to get all that organized as well. So
fantastic.
And so like there'll be a panel with Michael Snow and Phillip Glass and different things. Then on the Sunday is the Phillip Glass complete etudes, which will be really something. So there's Phillip Glass will be performing. Vicky Chow will be performing. Jenny Lin will be performing, and Madeline Hildebrand. Yep,
yeah,
your
Maddie.
good friend. Yep.
Yeah,
she'll be part of it. No, I forgive me, but I actually really wanted to involve her.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
I agree. And then Jonas Sen. Jonas Sen is Bjork's collaborator and her main pianist. And her and Bjork recently put out Bjork's first published music. So Jonas is coming in from Iceland. So that's a big deal too.
That's pretty amazing.
That's Sunday, and then there's all kinds of stuff. So forgive me, but I'm also really thrilled by this big new commission by Icelandic composer Hilmar Aaron Hilmarsson, who works all the time with Sigur Rós, and this will be a big major piece for orchestra and choir. And I'm secretly talking with the guys in Sigur Rós about trying to have them come in, and I've actually spoken with them about it. So we'll see. Who knows? But
oh my gosh!
But you have to. Hilmar's music is completely transcendent. It's like Ervo Pärt. It's unbelievably transcendent and beautiful. So that's another big thrill. And and then there's all kinds of other works by Canadian and local composers. On the final evening, there's a big symphony by Montreal composer Sami Moussa.
Great.
And and all kinds of other stuff like panels as well. So
excellent.
So people can meet all the artists. Yeah.
That I think is probably I love getting to see the music, but there is something so remarkable about getting to interact with these composers who are here, who are living, who are working, who are creating now, and who have, legacies that, trail behind them, but also so much before them. I think that's the biggest joy for a new music festival for me. I hope it is for you too.
And just you should know, you would know already, but I mean when the composers and artists come here, all these artists and composers, at the first they don't really know what to make of Winnipeg. It's so isolated and what the heck's going on here. But they, I have to say, I know from experience, they love it. They love the enthusiasm of the audience. Meredith Monk was just transported. I saw her in New York. She just couldn't believe how great it was. Your good friend Jim Jarmusch and Phil Klein, they say the same thing. The festival and the excitement and energy around lots of people being energized by it. Really, the artists love it, so that's important.
Well, we love them. Yeah. Meredith was amazing.
That's
Jim
right.
Phil. Oh my gosh. I'm getting all gushy. I need to stop now. Okay. We are in the studio with Matthew Patton, curator of the Winnipeg New Music Festival. Of course, the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra's annual New Music Festival. It's so unique in this, not just this geography, but just in the world, how we managed to come together. And Matthew, congratulations on more great things happening this year. Can't wait to see the rest of the program. Keep updated. WNMF.ca for more info. Matthew, it's always a pleasure. Come back.
Thanks. You're a dear. Thanks.
Anytime.
Thanks.
Anytime.
Thanks so much.
All right, we're going to go to a short break here in the Diamond Lane and come back with some storminess. Because, why not? Chaos breeds brilliance, right? Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. See you in a moment.
Okay.